Hey guys, welcome back to Real Men Fish. Hayden and I are here together on a little bit different of an episode tonight. We're talking about the future of our channel and about the recap of the ice fishing season.
So Al, I think we should talk about like how often we're going to be posting here.
Yeah,
Guys, you need to know something. We want to post a video every day. But the fact of the matter is, I work full time, Alex works full time. I got 2 kids and a wife. He has a wife and
baby on the
a
way.
kid on the way. Baby on the way. Big deal. So, we're going to do our very best to be getting content out once every 2 weeks. If we get a video once every 2 weeks, like that's a big deal for us. If we get a video out once a week, you're welcome. If we take 3 weeks to get a video out, like we need a little bit of grace. So that's kind of our
Yeah,
plan for what we're going to be doing. Yeah.
yeah,
And Thursdays, folks, circle the calendar. Thursdays is when we're going to be posting our videos. So you know when it's dropping. So, as we said in the video title, we're going to be talking about the highs and lows, basically an ice fishing recap of how RMF's first ice fishing season went. And Alex, why don't you tell us about your first RMF solo mission?
yeah. So, first RMF solo mission. So, I went out and was fishing on a local lake, and I had my snowmobile that I had just gotten. I had a great spot picked out for walleye fishing. Got out there at like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and got everything set up. Wasn't getting any bites, and it was rough. While I was talking to the camera, boom, caught a walleye. It was my first walleye through the ice, and then I found out later on that that footage was too dark because my light wasn't bright enough, even though I could see just fine. It was about 7:30. Decided it was time to head home. I mapped it out later on. I was about 2 miles from the boat launch. So snowmobile dies, and I'm like, I need to call my wife, let her know that I'm going to be home late. Turns out that the entire chain case needed to be replaced. So I ended up deciding need to go to the road to get picked up, get to the hillside that I had to climb up, and it took me about 20 minutes to get up this vertical place with chest deep snow. That was a very rough trip. The next day, I talked to one of my neighbors. I was like, "Hey, can we take the Can-Am out there, pull it out?" He's like, "Oh yeah, totally." We get 50, 100 yards away from the boat launch, and we just get that so stuck. Wasn't gonna work. So then the next night we tried it with his Arctic Cat 600. We got that hooked up to it at least, and tried to start pulling it out and wouldn't do it. Ended up deciding we're gonna have to winch this thing out. So besides the snowmobile situation, I had a great ice fishing season. I had a good time with friends ice fishing. Got to go out with Hayden a couple times. Got to go out with my neighbor Mike, as you saw in last week's episode, and just had a great time. What about you, buddy? How'd your season go?
Yeah, man, my ice fishing season was good. First of all, we had great ice conditions to start the year. There was like good
Oh
ice
yeah,
and no snow. So
early.
you could basically walk a mile and not feel like you were absolutely dying. So we caught fish, we caught good fish, lots of flags. I caught a really nice bass, like a really nice bass the first day I
Yeah,
went out with you.
yeah,
That same trip, I got a bluegill that I thought was a bass. That's how big it was when it came through. It was like a half an hour that flag just kept going off. And that was your
yeah.
first fish on a tip up, was it not?
First fish on a tip up.
So
Yeah,
we
that was
so we
awesome.
kicked off the year really good. First ice was good. Took a break. Had to be an adult. But yeah, my second half of the year was pretty good. I got down the beta knock and didn't catch anything. Which, by the way, I still haven't caught a beta knock walleye, so I was not able to break that goose egg. So that was a Debbie Downer. We got skunked when we went out on Lake Superior. I am a terrible
Mm-hmm.
ice fishing big lake
Yep.
fisherman. I need to fix that. I plan to fix that, but still haven't broke that goose egg either. I had lake trout chasing me 50 feet up, and I could see them
Mm-hmm.
underneath the ice. We were looking down sight fishing them, and I was getting them almost 50
Mm-hmm.
feet off the bottom, and I still couldn't get them to commit. So,
Just nuts.
but as far as like an ice fishing season goes, I found a spot. I went all year long, and every time I went there, I had flags. So that was reassuring. I went to a spot that I discovered last year for the first time, and it was even hotter this year than it was last year. So just to have that,
Yeah, that's in video too, so make sure you've watched
just
that.
to have that confidence that I have a spot. Like, I went there at the same time, I went there the same place, and it's like I have a place where I know if it's that time of year that I'm going to find fish there. So that was just an amazing experience just to know that I had that. And honestly, my bait and knock trip was probably my favorite part of my whole ice fishing season.
Yeah.
I went, I had just shot that second video. I stayed up all late cleaning my fish and taking care of my kids. I got 3 hour nap, and I went down the Bay to Knock and fished for 14 hours and didn't catch a single fish. And out of the group of 6 guys that I was fishing with, we caught 1 fish. And everybody was like that. There was a group of 9 that came into the launch. They caught 1 fish. There was a group of 5 that came into the launch. They got skunked. Like, they just weren't there. But that was the coolest experience because it was the first time I had ever fished in a clan like that. Like a big... Everybody had brought their own shacks and spread out over an area, but like we had tip-ups everywhere. We had shacks everywhere. I got barbecue fed to me. All the guys treated me like I was one of their friends, and I had just met them that day. I got to see all the electronics they had. I just got to see everybody's equipment, and it was like literally walking through everybody's mini Gander Mountain, and it was just amazing. It was amazing. And I was like, this is going to save me so much time and so much money when I do decide to upgrade my stuff. So I don't plan to go on another 14-hour skunk trip, but if I do, I would like it to go like it did this year. So that was probably the highlight of my season.
Yeah, buddy, that sounds great, but I think you might be forgetting about a little something. Maybe a couple, jigs coming off.
I don't know what you're
Maybe you
talking
didn't
about.
tighten your line down enough. I had at least one.
Let's look at the film. Oh! No! Oh!
There it is. Oh, it snapped off. No. Come on.
There was a couple of mishaps,
Right.
but it was a good season.
It was a good season. It was a really good season.
I'm not going to miss those fish next time. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in to an episode of Real Men Fish. That was the ice fishing season.
That was the ice fishing season.
Ice fishing season is gone. We're excited about that. And now we're transitioning to
Trolling season. Can't wait.
trolling season. Thank you guys for tuning in to an episode of Real Men Fish. I know it's a little bit different type of video than what we usually do, but one season's over, another season's beginning. So, and feedback, folks. Drop a comment. Send
Let
a
us know.
message.
Let us know
what you're looking for.
You want us to do.
I mean, obviously, like, I'm going to poke and pry at this guy as much as I can, but we obviously know who's the better fisherman of the group here.
Yeah, I think we do. Yeah.
Okay, stay
Okay,
tuned
yeah.
to find out. Real...
On
do the
Real
thing.
Men.
Real...